As the future face of female half-pipe snowboarding,
there is no one better in the pipe. She just keeps building and building tension and win all of these events for the next decade.
certainly she doesn't look as if there's any pressure on her.
There's a song called Dollhouse by Melanie Martinez, and she says, "Get in your places, throw on your dress, and put on your doll faces." That line like hit me every time because it was like, as soon as I stepped outside, I felt like I had to put on my doll face. Like, be perfect. But like, I'm not, you know?
Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. This one is like kind of hard. So as some of you guys may know, I have decided to take this season off competing. I don't hate competing whatsoever. I love it so much, but at the same time, I wanted to kind of explore life outside of that scene.
I asked myself a long list of questions before I did this. Okay, I can keep doing well at contests. I can do that for the rest of my life, and then when I'm done, just have nothing to turn back to. Or I can take a step back, do something else, explore the other part of me, discover who Chloe is outside of snowboarding, and then come back and be in a better mental state. When you grow up in a world where you are basically like a machine, right? Like people tell you what to do, people kind of tell you what you should say. Everyone kind of doesn't seem like a person anymore, right? You feel like everyone you surround yourself with is like also a machine. It made me feel like no one was independent at all because everyone had a boss, everyone had to do something because someone else told them what to do. Everyone's there to work, and when you're at work, you're very proper. You are like the best version of yourself. There are no flaws. So then when you do something that's flawed, it's immediately like bad. Like that is bad, you're not allowed to behave that way.
She fell on her first straight. I don't know that we've ever seen her fall on a run this early before.
I always felt like I couldn't visibly be upset in front of a camera. And I would try so hard to be happy, but when you keep shoving that sadness down and like pushing it away, it just bottles up and then you just become angry. Like I was so angry for so long. And I think like everyone could kind of tell and people thought I was being cocky or like whatever. No, I was just upset because I felt like I wasn't allowed to feel.
I don't want anyone to think, you know, I'm about to retire or anything like that. That's not it. I just need some Chloe time. I need to be a human. I need to be a normal kid for once because I haven't been able to do that my whole life. So I just wanted to give myself 1 year, first year in 7 years, to just take a break from competing.
It's different, you know, I'm not traveling as much. I'm not like learning tricks. I'm not snowboarding all the time. And that made me kind of sad, and like talking about it, thinking about it kind of upset me. But I knew I had to do it because it was always a back and forth, right? And some days I was like, I really need to go to school, and other days I was like, no, I can't. When I first started snowboarding, I was like really excited when I was gonna go snowboarding. Like I had this gut instinct, and now it's like what I'm known for. It's my thing. With college too, like it was my gut instinct to come here. Yes, I'm not getting straight A's, but I'm also like taking away so many important life lessons that I wouldn't have been able to learn anywhere else. Me giving up those 6 competitions for 1 season to be able to find the other part of myself was far more valuable. It's crazy because it's such a dramatic switch. I have snowboarding dreams, right? And then I'll wake up and I'm just confused because I'm like, wait, in my dream I was in Aspen, like why am I here? And then I'm like, oh, right, I'm at school.
Self-taught.
When I got here, I didn't decorate my room for like a month because I'm so used to being in and out. And my friends would be like, this literally feels like prison. It was just like empty. Like picture all of this just gone. It's terrifying. I like that I'm not sleeping in a hotel right now. I like that I have my own space, and I like that I have my own schedule and I can kind of do whatever I want. You know, I did make a lot of sacrifices. Like, I didn't really go to school, so I was really socially awkward for a long time. I think I'm better now, but it was bad. I didn't know anything but snowboarding. Like, I didn't know anything about history, just like nothing. See, I just learned a lot about myself when I came here because I was like, wow, I've lived in a bubble till now, and that's crazy to me. Seeing people break down at the library in front of everyone, it made me be like, oh my gosh, people have feelings. Like, people are real. There are real people in this world. And that was something I needed to learn, you know? And I'm like really grateful for that. I'm really happy with who I've become. Like, I'm happy with myself. And I've learned to like embrace my flaws instead of like pushing them away or like trying to, you know, get rid of them in an unhealthy manner. I feel like I'm a person again, you know? I say what's on my mind, no filter, and that's actually the favorite thing about myself. I like that I'm blunt, brutally honest. That was something that I felt like I couldn't do, but now I'm gonna start doing it. The thing I did wrong before was I didn't take myself out of that place, and I didn't let myself be who I really was, because I just always felt like I wanted to turn into that perfect version of myself that everyone wanted me to be in front of a camera. And so now I'm not gonna do that anymore.
I'm Jamie Anderson. I grew up in Lake Tahoe.
I'm from Barcelona,
My name's
Spain.
Maddie Mastro. I'm a snowboarder
I'm
and a free skier from Norway.
And I'm from Westport, Connecticut. First time I stepped on a snowboard, I was 6 years
I
old.
started skiing when I was 2.
When I was 5 years old, my dad took me up to Big Bear, and I hadn't stopped since.
When I was like 12 years old, I met Tara Dakitis, and I think at that moment, that's all I wanted to do was like, I want to be a pro snowboarder.
I don't know, I didn't really think about wanting to be a professional snowboarder specifically, and everything kind of just happened.
My favorite part of being a pro skier is to travel around the world with some of my best friends.
The best part is just being able to be outside on the mountains.
I love the mountain, I love snow, and I love snowboarding. You know, it's very lucky that I can do that for life.
There's not a lot of us, and to have other women around you is inspiring, and we've got to stick together and push our sport the best we can while helping each other.
We're all friends, and we want to see each other do our best. I mean, I would do anything to help them reach a new level of confidence. Like, Jamie took me under her wing when I was super young.
And now here I am, 29, being super inspired by these young girls who, you know, tap into their power and realize that you can do anything you want to do.
Dew Tour is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the Dew. Circle K. Take it easy.
cannot begin to understand. The path is off the map, uncharted and undone, where only the strong endure. The test is internal. The test is vital. The test is a quest for something new and meaningful. Cause there's gold in them there hills, and it will take innovation and creativity to strike it.
Yes!
Believe the rush. Never give up. Grasp the glory. Trailblazing is the labor. Discovery is the prize.
Day 3 Dew Tour Copper Mountain rolls on. Mother Nature bringing a little snow overnight as you look down the belly of the beast. This is the slopestyle competition as we get ready for the women's slopestyle final. Men's taking place earlier. If you missed it, the Americans sweep the podium +1 with Colby Stevenson putting on a show, Alex Hall, Nick Gepper, Mac Forehand, top 4 Americans. Now we turn our attention to the women's side of things, and this course, Tom Wallace, is no joke.
No, this is no joke. A big rail section, a lot of opportunities up top, and then 3 large and in charge kickers, and we've got a big field today. 13 women taking the field, 3 runs, best run count, so a lot of opportunities to build on different runs, progress your tricks, and go for the top spot.
That's what the judges are looking for. Lots of little items, little trick words in there like amplitude, execution, variety, trick, difficulty. Bottom line is you need to be nearly flawless in both the rail section and in the jump section. 3 rail sections, 3 jump sections. You need to put together a run that is flawless top to bottom.
Yeah, flawless top to bottom with a lot of variety of tricks, spun both ways, and even some big cork flip rotation. So here's the start list. A lot of people to look out for on there. You've got Sarah Hoffland, the Swiss, the gold medalist reigning from 2018, as well as Tess Ledoux of France, another woman to watch out for, and Bella Bacon of the U.S., who qualified first, who you might not have heard of, but she is up and coming on the scene and definitely someone to look out for today, as well as, of course, Kelly Silderu and Eileen Gu.
Yeah.
We cannot talk about them enough. Coming off Super Pipe earlier, where we saw the American Hannah Fallhaber coming out swinging with some huge amplitude and getting onto the podium in 3rd.
Kelly Silderu still nursing that broken hand, skiing without the poles, placing on the podium in 2nd. Such a clean run from her, but man, no one, and I say this again for the, 3rd week in a row, no one can catch Eileen Gu.
Absolutely, and really, we can't say it enough. We saw them battling it, Kelly and Eileen, earlier in the Super Pipe, and Eileen just going massive, big cork rotations, and now they get to do it all over again today in women's slopestyle finals here in Copper. I'm really looking forward to this because I know Kelly likes to be on the podium. She likes to be in the top spot, and she's got more rail tricks on the slopestyle course. So Kelly, while she's a force in the Super Pipe, she's got the rail technicality that almost no woman in the world has. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if she can bring out a crazy run in the rail sections to take the top spot over Eileen Gu today.
Tom, is it a stretch to be good in the half pipe and be able to make the transition over to slopestyle? Did the skills translate and move across?
Of course, there's a couple air awareness skills that translate, but for the most part, the disciplines are so unique that it's so rare for somebody to compete in both disciplines because you have to focus so much time, and the practice schedule, the competition schedule is so difficult to be able to compete in both. They were competing this morning. They were competing for all that money, all that notoriety, and now they got to get back up to the top, eat a little lunch, and then go do it again.
Yeah, less than 2 hours, and they're back at it again. It's an impressive performance. Eileen Gu, Kelly Silderu, triple threats, and then you throw in big air, which Eileen Gu is good at as well, so she's just so good. Speaking of good, this is free ski legend Tom Wallace. I'm Todd Harris. We're glad to have you here. Day 3, Copper Mountain. What a beautiful scene behind us. The fans are coming out and enjoying the snow that Mother Nature has given and the athletes that we've got. And this is, used to be kind of more of an American thing. This is an international field that have come out to play.
Amazing international field. And we had a little bit of snow over the last few days, but finally today, it's a little overcast, but the snow has calmed, and it's like a lot better. The speed's better. I'm looking forward. We saw the women's super pipe nice and fast. Will we see the slopestyle course be fast like that so we can see everybody clearing the jumps and getting full runs together? I think so.
Some of the men said that it was a little challenging getting the speed, so you're going to have to make sure that third rail is clean, the transition to that first jump, because we've seen it before in the men's competition. If you have a scrub, you lose any speed on the first or second jump, you're no shot taking that third kicker.
Exactly, and I spoke to the judges earlier, and they've got a big focus on the rails today because the rails are such a dominant part of the course. There's a lot of options. It's over half of the features you're going to be able to do. So in that case, it's really going to come down to you need some big tricks on the jumps, but not only the jumps, you need some very technical rails, which is why I keep talking about Kelly Silderu. She's got those rail technical tricks, and she's able to land them really consistently.
If you were coaching the athletes today, would you tell them go out and get a clean run in first? Maybe even have to back it down a little bit on your rotations. Be clean on number one and build on it.
No, you're exactly right. On a day like today where the speed is a little bit of an issue and there is the thought that you want to land perfectly to clear that next jump, you got to go out there with a solid plan to land your first run. So that'll open the door for you to build on it with confidence. But again, it's just tough to say. You can scale it back, but it's still hard to guarantee you can land it perfectly.
Beautiful aerial footage of the course. Before we get to the actual finalists, check in with the third member of our crew. Here's Tina Dixon.
Yeah, and to add to what you guys were saying about scaling it down, you know, I did get a chance to watch practice earlier, and the women, you know, the speed is going to be an issue. In fact, the men were talking about it earlier in their event, but they are scaling it down when I saw it. They are making the landing, so that is good news, but we'll just have to keep an eye on that, as well as the wind. Right now, it's not an issue, but something we need to keep an eye out for. Also, Kelly Silderu and Eileen Gu, you guys have been talking about them. Something to note, there's only been one slopestyle contest this season, and Kelly Silderu won that. And you better believe that she wants to get back up on the podium and in that first place spot, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Tina. More from you throughout the competition. So the field is now 13 women competing. They all get 3 runs. Only the best run counts. Yeah, what Tina pointed out, Kelly Silderu winning that first event, you got to think Eileen Gu's thinking, no, I need to be on top of the podium. This was earlier today. Nick Gepper already with a silver and a bronze medal at the Olympics, trying to make his 3rd Olympic team.
Yeah, really nice to see Nick come out and throw down a good run today. He needed a result, needed a podium place to get a chance to make a 3rd U.S. ski team. With so much talent now in slopestyle, it was definitely important for him to get up there, but the battle has been these last few years between Alex Hall and Colby Stevenson, and they went back and forth today, punch for punch. Alex taking the early lead, Colby overtaking, Alex overtaking him, and then Colby Stevenson on the final run was able to throw it all down to take over again. And it was just incredible to watch. A little bit of the issues with speed, so we saw some of the tricks scaled down. We saw some 1440s when recently we've seen 1620s and 1800s, but it was the rails, those perfect rails, that newly learned nose butter double cork and this bottom switch 1440 that propelled Colby Stevenson to the top of that podium.
And we just saw him in the lodge a few moments ago, and you're like, dude, you're supposed to tell me when you've learned a new trick and give me a little heads up.
I was looking for a little beta. I had to learn on air with all of you watching that Colby learned that trick in practice this morning.
There you see the U.S. Olympic team points in the standings. Now, this is what they're trying to do. These are the events. So you had Aspen last year. Auschwitz has already taken place. The Big Air and Steamboat, which we've already seen. Do Tour, and then it's all on to Mammoth.
Yeah, exactly. Team USA, to make that team, it's either through the fist point ranking or through your podium placement. So if you see an American woman out here today make that podium, that is a massive step toward qualifying for the team, and a lot of ways to go about that. So
13 high-class athletes set to drop in on a perfectly manicured course here at Copper Mountain. This is Do Tour 2021. No better way to start things off than with a hard-charging Viking, Johanna Keeley out of Norway.
Yeah, Johanna has some amazing tricks, especially in the jump. She's known for the switch double cork, one of the most technical tricks we'll see on the jump all day. I'm curious to see if she'll bring out a technical move like that in run number 1, or if she'll try to play it safe.
Look at her trying to get that speed, get in the back seat.
Left side 540, not a lot of speed on that one. You can tell it really is. You've got to be perfect on these landings. There's a switch 720 into this bottom jump. The switch 720 to the right. So we kind of missed it there for a bit on rail feature number 3. I'd like to see that again to see how that one worked, but really top to bottom, getting started. When the field is this big and you do have 3 runs, you got a little bit of time to build on it. You definitely don't want to go out and send it and accidentally crash or hurt yourself or something in run number 1. You got to build on that momentum.
This may be a crazy statement, Tom, but I really feel like in this format, run number 1 may be the most critical, because if you go out and you do a great job and you lay down a solid, clean run, you're in the driver's seat. You can build on that. If you go out and crash on run number 1, now you back yourself in the corner and you start to feel the pressure like, oh my gosh, I've got to do something on 2. And if you don't do it on 2, then you've got 1 run to do it all.
Yeah, exactly. It really alleviates that pressure. Yep. You're able to put something down, and then you can do the harder version. All of these women, for the most part, have a run, and then they also have a more technical version of that run, whether it's an additional spin or a harder jump trick or a rail trick that's a bit more difficult. Right. There's always ways to build on a slopestyle run, and that's why it's so important to land that first one.
And let's not forget, every course is different. So you come to Copper, the Dew Tour 2021 course is different than what we saw in 2020 or 2019, I should say. Johanna Keeley drops a 42.50. So you get a couple days to get here, train, learn these rails, learn these jumps, and then put together a run that you think is going to put you on the podium. As we move our attention now to Julia Tano, representing Switzerland, just 23. Take a look down here. So tough to go first. So Johanna Keeley will have kind of, as you said, little beta testing for the rest of the field.
Yeah, exactly. And the advantage of going last, qualifying first, is that you get to see everyone else drop. You get to see all the women go, and then you have a better idea what the speed is, what the judges are looking for. So Julia, having to go early here is tough, but also you have the ability to go first to set the bar. And there's a big switch 900, just barely clearing that jump. The bottom jump, forking out the 900. So 2 900s on that run, and that's a good way to get things going.
So speed, not her friend on that. You want to clear at least that first blue line over the knuckle. Otherwise, that is some hard landing on the knees. And just did not have the pop, but looked good in the rails.
Yeah, solid in the rails. Here's the front side 450 out. Grips with the ski, using both of those edges to set the spin out of that rail. Here into rail section number 2, the front side switch up. So look at the transfer. She's jumping from one rail to the other rail, adding a level of difficulty. Whenever you're doing something different in the rail features, comboing the rail features, judges love to see it rather than going straight down the fall line, we would say. We're not going straight at it. She's transferring from one to another, and there you can see that first blue line, like you said, Todd, came up a little short on that landing, but that might be the name of the game today, to be able to muscle through those hard landings.
67, the judges like the technicality up top and that rail transfer, so she's awarded with the best score so far, a 67. Next athlete coming to us by way of Port Matilda, Pennsylvania, and just 17, Jay Riccomini.
Getting psyched up at the top. Got some music going.
Gotta have that, right?
Gotta have some music playing.
What's your go-to? What's your go-to tune if you had to have one?
I was always partial to Tupac, but that was a little heavy. Not everybody likes to be that aggressive at the top. Jay here, nice switch on to forward on that second rail feature there, and a solid 270 on.
Good speed too.
Yeah, maintaining the speed. You're going to see everyone today really trying to tuck into those jumps and getting low in their stance to really get as much speed as possible. Here's back-to-back 360s.
Good
to
distance.
The right and then to the left. And then going for the double flip, the double flat spin 720. Jay is hyped on that one. So opting for a little bit easier of tricks on the 2 top jumps. Really relatively easy with just 360s, and then just going all out with a big double flip maneuver.
All starts with the rail section, though. 3 key features.
Exactly. The 450 out on that top rail. Clean 270 on. The rail's really technical, actually, and then it's just these first 2 jumps. That's the only thing that isn't crazy technical. She opts for just the 360 and then the left side 360, but Jay just, if adds a little bit more to that, the double flat spin is massive.
And I think Jay maybe sacrificed technicality on that first jump to have the speed for 2 and 3, and it played perfectly.
I mean, tucking it up on the first two and then going double flat spin. That is massive.
Let's go, baby.
Wait for the score to drop. Julia Tano has the best so far at a 67. I'm telling you, those last two jumps were very impressive. And it's a first place score, 74.50. Claiming it. See, that's what it's about right there, right? I mean,
exactly.
Your people are there, and people are hyped on you. It's just, and two more to go. Tess Ledoux now from La Planche, France. Been around the game for a while, just 20, but I feel like it's been the last 5 years we've been talking about Tess Ledoux.
Exactly. I mean, so solid, especially on the jumps. Got a lot of big air results, including, you know, World Cup wins, X Games wins with the double cork. One of the first women to bring the double cork to the scene, and it's just incredible to see still doing it so perfectly, coming off some great results with the 1260. She's got a double cork 1260 that is just so solid, and I'm wondering if we're going to see the big double cork maneuver, or if she's going to opt for having it later in the day to put down a run with some easier tricks.
Okay, I've asked you this question before, but for those folks just tuning in, no advantage, disadvantage to riding with poles.
Exactly. No advantage or disadvantage. There probably is an advantage. It's probably a little bit easier to grab without the poles, but it's totally personal preference, what you feel comfortable with, and what you think looks good. And makes
Judges are not giving extra points per poles or without poles.
Exactly. Oh, and Tess, the cork 900. So I kind of thought that would happen. Playing it a little safer, doing a really technical rail run, and then locking in the grabs, doing the 900 there at the bottom, and perhaps saving a bigger spin like the double cork for another run, waiting to put something down. There's the switch 270, backside 270, and here's the switch up. So technical through these top rails. The judges on the rails want to see you getting to the very end of every rail. So in slow-mo, there's nothing to hide. You can tell, grip into the end, sliding the whole thing into the jump section, brings the switch 720 there on that first jump. Switch right side 900, so really technical, 7 and 2 900s. And here on the bottom jump, she does the 9 with a perfect tail grab, and that's the jump where we could see, if she's got the speed, the double cork 1260 that we've seen her do before.
I've never thought I'd say this before, but I feel like switch tricks have kind of become commonplace. I mean, the first time we saw someone do a switch trick and land switch, it was just, oh my gosh.
Exactly.
But now they are just so, oh wow, a 91.50 for Tess Ledoux puts her into first place. I was just going to say that the switch tricks now are so, the kids are just, it's just walk in the park.
Exactly.
It's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, switch to switch, the switch 900 and switch 1080, which would have won events a few years ago, are just a part of a slopestyle run now.
Unbelievable. So Tess Ledoux from France throws down a monster score, 91.50, as we turn our attention now to Christine Muir out of Great Britain. How great is it to see these athletes coming out of places that aren't known for skiing? Great Britain, not a skiing hotbed. Lawrenceburg, Indiana, not a skiing hotbed, but here they are at the Dew Tour.
Exactly, and that's what slopestyle is. With the rail features, you can really learn these tricks on a rail, on a dry slope in Great Britain, and that's what it takes. A jump as well. It just opens the door for people from all over the world with any sort of access to skiing.
More places like Woodward up in your home area of Park City, and of course one here right at Copper Mountain, giving athletes an opportunity to try it out in the foam pits before they take it to the snow. Nice run for Kristen Muir.
Yeah, huge run there with the 900 at the end. So we saw some good combos, technical up top. I'm a little curious on some of the grabs down below. You gotta lock in the grabs on the jumps. Here's the front side 450 out up top. So gripping, setting that edge. We've seen a couple of the women doing that. Here's the switch to Savon. That as well, great technical. And Tess Ledoux just did that same trick and scored a good score on her run. Her jumps were maybe a bit more technical, but these are really solid. Gets the switch 9 on that first smaller jump. It's that grab. You can really tell in the slow-mo. The judges want to see you get all the way down on the ski. Not on the boot, not on the knee, anywhere else, all the way down on the ski. There's that big bottom jump, another corked out 900. We're going to be seeing a lot of that trick today. That's commonplace nowadays for all these women in the field.
Slow motion does not lie. 82.50, that's what the judges like for Christy Muir on run number 1. 82.50 has her in second place. This is the first of 3 runs for these athletes, and a champion will be crowned at the end. As we turn our attention now to Marin Hamill out of Park City, Utah. Man, Park City is representing today. First with Colby Stevenson and Alex Hall, Tom Wallish in the house, and now Miss Hamill.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just a hotbed these days. I mean, the U.S. ski team base there, the center of excellence there.
Yep.
A lot of talent coming from there, training there full time. Marin with a great start, a little smooth, but a little less technical on the rails. But this is what she's known for, the style and composure on the jumps. Always gets the grab. There's the switch 540, kicking that left leg out with the Japan grab, and a very clean 720, reaching back for that tail grab there. So where sometimes some of these women are trying to do an extra spin, Marin is so good at keeping the spins a little lower and slower, but grabbing so well. I love that switch 540 she does, the way it kicks out. There's the spin up top, so everybody doing that trick. And if I can say anything, that's the hard way to stand out. If it's a technical trick, but everyone's doing it, the judges tend to not award it as many points as if you're going to do something unique. If somebody can jump to the top of that wall ride or hit one of those features in a different way, that's going to stand out. But here in the jumps is where she's so smooth. Look at this one. I love the way she kicks that ski out, holds the grab, comes around, and all 3 of these jumps are very, very clean.
Her landings are so smooth. The only thing I would say to your point is, the grabs maybe make it a little more deliberate, because you know how much the judges love a full grab.
Yeah, exactly. They want to see you get the grab and hold the grab for as long as you can in the rotation.
Marin Hamill slides into 3rd place with that 78. So Tess Ledoux still leading the way with the big 91.50. Christy Muir in 2nd, and Hamill and Rickamini of the USA 73 and 4 respectively. Good look down the belly of the beast here at beautiful Copper Mountain, I-70 in the distance. Big credit to the folks at Copper Mountain. The Grand Prix was last week, and this has been a season where snow has not been plentiful. 2 big storms this last week, but they have done such a good job to putting together a course like this is no easy feat.
Exactly. It might look snowy in the background now because of some recent snowfall, but it's been warm and dry and just so impressive to get this whole course together.
Mathilde Grimaud now out of Freiburg, Switzerland, on course. Run number 1.
Wow, switch 270, pretzel 450 out. So very, very technical. And there's the transfer with the switch up. Mathilde off to an incredible start here in run number 1.
Can you get a pretty good idea, Tom, by watching an athlete go if they're more comfortable in rails or more comfortable with the jumps?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can tell right away, but all these women, for the most part, have known that slopestyle is the asset that they want to go for, and they know that this is the aspect to try, and they're just gotten so good at the rails.
Yep.
And Mathilde is more known for the jumps. I honestly, that's what I would expect out of her. She was the first woman to ever do a switch double cork 1440, and here the rails were by far the most technical part of her run. But I think that's what the judges want. They know that the rails are at least half your score, and doing a big pretzel maneuver up top and this very unique blindside switch up transfer, totally blind, facing away from the rail
and catching it that clean.
Catching it clean. I mean, 2 switch 720s at the bottom, so we may have seen some bigger rotations, but this is a nice rodeo into that switch 720 at the bottom. I mean, a 9 and a 7, still great tricks, and she has more in the bag. Could easily warm up with that run and go for a double cork or something even crazier on that bottom jump.
She might have just missed the grab there, but skied away switch like it ain't no thing. Mathilde Grimaud waiting for that score to drop. It's an 80.25, so into 3rd place goes the Swiss skier. Big respect for the skiers that come out of the East Coast. Madbury, New Hampshire's finest, Grace Henderson. Getting a good look at the course, and she is now on her way. 3 rail features, 3 jumps before you get to the bottom.
There's another frontside 450 out of the top rail feature. Seems to be the trick of the day. If you're not doing something as technical as that, you're getting left behind on that top rail. Switch 270 to switch. So Grace coming to play today. Switch 180. So maybe opting for a mellow trick, not knowing if she had the speed on that one. There's the right side 720. Look for her to spin to the left on this bottom jump to mirror that rotation with a left side 720. And a great run there from Grace. Coming off, she's been very unlucky the last few years with some knee injuries holding her back, and just able to put down a solid run like that is awesome to see.
It was very smooth and stylish, and her landings were so clean. Was it as technical as what we've seen before? No, but it was clean.
Yeah, exactly. Those bottom two jumps are great with the two 720s. There's the front side 450 out up top. Then we got the switch up here on the flat down rail. So smooth and technical in the rails. The only thing she's lacking is that first of 3 jumps where she opts for the switch 180. If she could turn that into a switch 540 or a bigger technical trick, then that could be a really big run. But great start. And we just keep saying it with the 3-run format, and the speed is always an issue. It's good to play it smart, get a run down, build on that, and develop it into your dream run down the road.
So 63.50 for the young American out of New Hampshire. 2 more opportunities on the course here at Copper Mountain. Well, already with a win in the bag today, not just this weekend, today. Eileen Gu, champion of the women's ski halfpipe competition, coming off of last weekend's performance at the Grand Prix, which she won, and here she is now trying to go 2 for 2 on day 3 of the Dew Tour. Eileen Gu.
Oh, so matching what we saw from Mathilde Grimaud with the switch 270 pretzel.
Just tap dancing.
So smooth, and really, this is the one discipline she's yet to win an event in this season. There's only been one slopestyle contest contested, and that was Kelly Silderu that walked away with that gold medal. Eileen into the bottom jumps. There's the switch Misty 900, so diving forward off that lip. And there's the cork 720, so scaling back the difficulty from some of what we've seen her do. But a great start, very technical up top, and I love that second jump, that switch Misty. That makes it so much easier on a slow day like today to clear the jumps. So here we are, the switch 270 pretzel 450, just forcing the body around. And when I say pretzel, I mean that she's spinning on one way and out the other direction. So really difficult to stop your momentum and then continue spinning it in the opposite direction of the way you spun on.
Look how good she did. She was going to come off that rail early and was able to save it.
Yeah, great balance there and able to hold on to that one. Here at the end, there's the left 7, and she has a left side double cork that she could add to that. But there's that 900 that we were talking about, just switch Misty style. So picture yourself rolling over a table or a couch, diving straight forward onto the back and rolling over, and it just makes it easier to clear the jump with that form of rotation, but also very hard to bring to your feet. It's not as natural as the corkscrew rotation where you're spinning and corked back.
Eileen Gu with an 87.75, has her in second behind Tess Ledoux. Born and raised in San Francisco, she'll be representing China at the upcoming games in Beijing.
All right, send it.
Sarah Hofland now. Well, if the name sounds familiar, it should. Out of Geneva, Switzerland, she is, how do we say this, Tom? She's accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, going to school for, neuroscience, and just an awesome woman to know. And one of the older women in the field, but just got into the sport late and refuses to give it up, is always progressing and always one to watch out for. Coming off that gold medal in 2018 at the Olympics, this begins her push for another this year in Beijing. Oh, and just tweaking the grab. Right side 540, pulling the grab all the way up. There's the switch, left side 720. See if she can break something big on this final jump. The switch right side 7. So back-to-back switch 7s where we know she also has the ability to do a 1080 on that final jump. So a lot of these women trying to take the smart approach of putting down that first solid run, not knowing where the weather or the speed's going to go, and then build on it from there.
I just like her style. Sarah Hufflin's style, it's just to me, is like, she's got her own little steez. It's just, it just looks so easy for her.
Exactly, it looks really easy. She just came out with a video recently where she's skiing on her way to dinner that you got to check out. She's going to get fondue and skis through the city there in Europe, and it's amazing to watch.
Through a city before.
I have as well. That's why I really love this video that she made. It was awesome to see. Awesome to see her coming out here and getting those grabs on all 3 jumps really solid. There really isn't a miscue here. Gets the safety locked in, pulls it out to the side, and then gets the very tip of the ski on that grab there. So really solid run.
Yeah. Judges like it. 84.75. So Sarah Hufflin, the reigning Olympic gold medalist, sits in 3rd place right now behind Tess Ledoux and Eileen Gu. International podium as it stands right now. Down to the final 3 competitors in the women's first run here at Women's Ski Slopestyle Final on day 3 of Dew Tour. It'll be Marianne Balsamo out of the USA, Estonia's Kelly Sildaru, and then Bella Bacon, Ellicottville, New York, 17 years of age. Penasco, New Mexico is her home. She's just 19. Good skiing areas down in the land of enchantment.
Yeah, and known for the rail prowess. So definitely hoping to see some technical moves out of this. Oh, there's the backside switch up.
I'm sorry, Tom. It just looks different when you see an athlete out there with no poles to an athlete with poles. I'm not saying one's better than the other. It just has a different look to it.
Yeah, it totally is. And it just is unique to each athlete's preferences. Oh, going down on that switch 9 there. Yeah, the poles for a lot of people make it easier to grab if you don't have them. It also makes it maybe less scary because you don't have to worry about stabbing yourself on landing or anything. And here, let's take a look again at this Switch 900. Just not quite enough speed.
Well,
hoping to get that all the way around, but can't quite get it to full 900 and clearing that full jump there.
If someone says you caught the knuckle, it's not a good thing.
No, exactly. When we say the knuckle, we mean just the edge of that jump from flat to downsloping transition. And anytime you don't clear that knuckle, you're going to have a bad time like that.
So breaking news, we're hearing that Kelly Sildaru is going to opt out of her first run, but will compete in either her second or third run. And that's a strategic thing. Now, we know she's nursing a broken hand, but we saw her competing earlier today where she finished in 2nd place in the half-pipe competition. So that takes us down to the final competitor, the #1 qualifier at 17. This is Bella Bacon.
Oh, and Bella's a favorite to watch for her style. Always trying to do something unique, inspired by a lot of people to just keep it steep. You got the bag outerwear. There's the backslide on that 270. So smooth with it into these jumps.
Bella trying to generate some speed. Jump number 2. Oh, is she going for a truck driver?
Looking for the truck driver grab on that big left side 360. And there's the 1080.
There you go.
Wow, so another athlete looking to really step up the quality of the jumps on the 3rd and final jump, going 360 to the right, 360 to the left, and then going all the way to 1080. So even more spinning on that bottom jump than the top 2 jumps combined.
Hold the phone. No poles, no goggles.
I just noticed the no goggles, and it is cold out today.
Yeah.
It's 20 degrees or something, and to ski without goggles has got to be freezing. So let's take a look. Let's see the grabs on these 360s. Gets the safety on that one. Jump number 2, you're looking for the truck driver grab. Reaches for it, has to open up, and then it's this bottom jump. Just able to squeak around the 1080. I'm not sure how she got that. Oh, just barely around there.
That's doing some Bikram yoga right there, because she just, look at the back.
Arches the back, gets the tail grab, and squeaks it around.
So Bella Bacon, not her best run, but it was full of steez. 76 will put her in 7th. Tess Ledoux leads the way with a 91.50, followed by Eileen Gu, Sarah Hufflin, and Kirsty Muir sitting in 4th place. Top place American right now, Maren Hamill on a 78. Run number 2 still to come as Dew Tour 2021 rolls on from beautiful Copper Mountain, Colorado, spelled just like it sounds. Day number 3 rolls on at beautiful Copper Mountain, Colorado. We just witnessed the first run of the women's ski slopestyle final. Tess Ledoux comes out swinging with a 91.50 to take the lead.
Just looking so clean there. The switch right side 900 and the left side 900. Just smooth grabs, locked in, and that's what the judges like to see. So Tess coming out with a 91.5, and she's got more in the tank. There's bigger jump tricks and more technical rails that we could still see out of her.
All right, back to the top we go. Tess Ledoux, everyone knows now. Well, 90s are capable, even despite the speed situation and all that. A 90 is capable. Johanna Keeley is capable of putting down a 90. But she's sitting on a 42.50, wants to dump that. As soon as I hear if someone's a skier from Norway, I'm thinking, wow, you're probably pretty good. When they say they're from Donbass, you're really good.
You know they're good. And it's just incredible the talent that comes out of Norway. Really, skiing is a way of life for the Norwegians, and it's incredible the amount of talent over the years that's come out now in free skiing, Nordic, everything else.
My grandmother's Norwegian, not a skier, but still a good person.
That's disappointing. Court 900 there for Johanna. Look to try to up the jumps here. Switch left side 720. Switch right side 7 with the grab. So locking in that Japan grab there. So has that 900 up top there to help improve. And that's a full pull for her. Top to bottom, smooth and stylish skiing.
The body language much better for Johanna Keeley after run number 1. She was not feeling it. This time I think the score is going to be a little more to her liking.
Yeah, there's the switch to backside 270 out. All the way to the end of that rail. So spinning to the right on that first feature, then spinning to the left with that switch up there. Let's see the grab. Locking in, trying to get all the way out on that tail grab. And that first jump, as long as you can clear and keep your speed through there, it looks like you're able to get the speed the whole time today, but still, the fresh snow of the last few days is making it a little challenging to clear some of these large kickers.
One fine Norwegian right there. Johanna Keeley looking for a better score. She still has her third and final run. But I'll tell you what, Tess Ledoux has put the pressure on. It's a nice improvement up to an 86. So Johanna Keeley right now sitting in a podium position.
You're right, an 86 could hold up, but that is tough. Third place, sitting on the podium for now, but with a lot of talent in the field, you're never safe. Unless you get a score up in those 90s like Tess, never safe.
From Linterheit, Switzerland, Julia Tano now. She had a few little sketches on hers, first run I should say, and she'll try to clean those up. Maybe staying with the same run, which garnered her a 67 the first time around.
Clean switch up maneuver on the transfer rails there. Oh, and very smooth on the switch 270, 270 out. Here's that first jump, right side 540, reaching for the safety grab. Oh, and there's the 900. Much better speed than in run number 1. Coming into this bottom jump, Court 900. Julia Tano with a nice run there. Improvement up top on the rails and then able to get those grabs locked in, including that switch 900 on jump number 2.
So Tano goes back-to-back 9s on the final 2 features. We'll start with the rails.
Yeah, here it is up the top, the frontside 450, the most popular trick by far of the day for the women. And this transfer, I love that. Going right foot to left foot, so able to kind of dip the skis and jump over to that rail. It can't be overstated how hard that is to go against the transfer direction.
I was just going to say, how hard is it to get pop off a rail to another rail?
Really hard. I mean, those rails are set up in a way that leads you to do that, but you still got to jump and opposite twist the body. And here's that 900 at the bottom. Reach back, get the opposite tail grab. Judges want to see you getting, when you go for the tail grab, they want to see you get as close to the end of it as possible, and that one was pretty good right there.
Tano, nice improvement for her, 85.25. Getting a jump start on that goggle tan too, by the way.
There you go.
So current standings, Tess Ledoux leading the way, 91.50. Eileen Gu, Johanna Keeley, and Julia Tano In the case of Johanna Keeley and Julia Tano, improvements already on run number 2, so maybe the course is starting to run a little faster, which would be good news, and allowing them to do more towards the bottom. Jay Rickamini set to drop in out of Port Matilda, Pennsylvania, just 17. Hyped on the first run, a 74.50. And a lot of times, Tom, as you know as a former competitor, if you're feeling good and everything's right, your music's good, your Tom Wallace signature skis are running well, you're going to do well.
Exactly. Putting your run down first is a huge help. And we saw those stats earlier, so the qualifying points, a good result or a podium place goes a long way to qualifying for the women's team for Beijing. Jay there with the smooth switch on to forward. There's the 270. So we saw Jay bring the big double flat spin on the bottom hit. Already changing things up. We saw just the 360 on that top hit. Jay going for the switch 540. Well, we see the double flat spin 720 once again.
The speed is just not there. I was going to say, Jay was coming in fully committed to that third and final hit.
Oh, and that is the knuckle we talked about. So Jay just coming up a bit short on the speed, and if you go for a double flip like that and you can't get the tips of the skis back under you, that is a recipe for disaster.
That was full commitment to that third and final jump. The safety staff on the scene. They'll retrieve the skis, and we'll take a look at this one more time. Jay Rickamini down in the corral. Oof.
So taking a look back at the top, Jay with the switch on to forward there. Then this 270, nice and smooth, gapping onto that down rail. And then huge improvement going 540 to the switch 540. But it was the switch 540 that's just going to slow you down. Here, the bottom hit, we'll take another look, just doesn't have the speed. And you can see those skis blow off.
Exactly what they're supposed to do, right?
Exactly. You want the skis to come off, obviously. That helps prevent knee and leg injuries, and just a hard fall there for Jay.
Jay was able to get the hands out in front, which absorbs some of this hit. So here on the knuckle, and here's where I was worried about, was the speed not there?
Yeah, just coming up a bit short on that hit. Jay just doesn't have the speed on jump number 2, so then you come to that final hit and you weren't able to pump and generate the speed. It makes it that much harder, especially not just doing a 720, but doing a double flip, a double flat spin 720. Only person doing that trick today in the field.
And you see how violent the impact is. And then the long slide to the bottom. So the equipment did what it's supposed to do, and just when we thought maybe up and
Keep my green hair!
up and feel it. That is the best sight we've seen so far. Jay, rockstar. Let's listen in one more time to our point of coming up short on the knuckle.
Back up, though. Just impressive to get back up after that one. That was a slam.
Current leader, Tess Ledoux, out of France. Sitting on a score already of 91.50. To my theory, sitting so good right now, go out there and have some fun.
Yeah, I mean, what a place to be in. 91.50 in the first run, feeling comfortable and excited about your skiing. This is where you have the chance to really push it even further and almost just set yourself away from the rest of the field.
Because if the ski gods are in your corner today and you're in a 91 and you come out swinging on your second run, Tom, with the skill that Tess Ledoux has, good things happen.
Exactly. There's the switch 720. Oh! Maybe just a little bit of wind or just a little slow on that one. So I was thinking we would see the switch right side 900, and I'm thinking now that she's sitting on a 91, there's going to be a double cork in this next run when she gets to that bottom jump. If the speed is there, she's so dialed at him that it would be so good.
Tess not happy with that second off range. She's got the third run still to come, and she's standing by with Tina Dixon.
Well, and still, Tess is the only skier to hit the score in the 90s. Still one more run, but how important was that first run?
I'm super happy to land my first one. It's so important for me. With the wind, it's super sketchy, so finger crossed, sorry, for the third run.
How are the speeds up there?
The speed is so hard. It's super sketchy. We need to go faster.
Best of luck on that third run.
Thank you.
Guys.
C'est magnifique and bon chance to Tess Ledoux for her third and final run. She is the leader with a 91.50. Just the grab on the tail, Tom. And I mean, she's smart enough skier to know that the speed wasn't there. Don't even risk it on that third jump. Just, yeah,
bail off. And that was interesting to hear it. The wind more than anything. I was blaming more of the speed issues to my look on the snow. The little bit of fresh snow, you get off the course a little bit or you carve a little bit into that fresh snow. But it turns out the wind is playing that factor, and that's the one ingredient that just doesn't work with skiing. The wind can make you go too big or too small. So something to watch out for. Look for those wind flags on the side of the course.
Christy Muir now representing Great Britain on her second run of 3. Yeah, you talk about the conditions, and we'll get more from Tina Dixon on the wind. Probably totally different down the crowd that is at the top. But I also think flat light might start coming into play.
Yeah, so light's a little flat, and when we say flat, that's when the light is the same. The snow color and the cloud cover are the same, so it makes it really hard to see what you're doing. So luckily, that blue dye on the landing tends to help. And that switch 900 on the top feature was a big step up for Christy here. 900 at the bottom, so 2 different 900s in that run, trying to continue to build on that first run and do a more technical jump section.
And Tom, it seems like the athletes that have success and land smoothly on jump number 2 set themselves up so well for that third and final jump.
Yeah, it's really about the speed and the perfect landing. If you can clear the first jump, you maintain the speed. If you come up short, you're already getting yourself set behind. Here's that first. Look at that dive. The switch Misty is totally inverted, almost like a switchback full. So just flipping all the way around, and that is a big change from what we saw in that first run. So really, she knew what she had to do. She needed to build that one. That was an easy trick in the first run. She needed to put something crazy there, and that's it.
Tom, who gets credit for inventing the Misty?
You know, that's a good question.
Not Tom Wallish?
I wish it was me. No.
It's just such a cool maneuver, but the Misty comes into play on this one. Unfortunately for Christy Muir, she's going to hold on to that first run score of 82.50.
Yeah, judges just looking for her to lock in that grab on that switch Misty 9. If she was able to do that, that would get you up there.
Current standings in the midst of run number 2 of 3, the women's ski slopestyle final here at Dew Tour 2021. Todd Harris alongside Tina Dixon and Tom Wallish as we get a good look here at Marin Hamill out of Park City, Utah.
So smooth and calm in that first run, sitting on a 78. Let's see if she can just keep it going, work on the amplitude, get those grabs locked in, and improve on that score just a bit. It's not all about podiums. For Marin and the other American women, it's also about placement and being smart. So while, yes, there could be more tricks to do, if the speed's not there, it's smart for someone like Marin to just put a run down and work on working your way up that leaderboard, because every point counts on your way
points,
to that, to qualify.
And with one more event still to go. Okay, she rocked on the rail right there. Was that intentional, or was that trying to find her center?
I think that was a little bit of trying to find her center, but also adding a little bit of flavor. I love seeing that pressing out onto the tail. That just shows how cool and comfortable she is on that rail. There's that left side 540, and there's this switch 540. I love that she kicks out the Japan grab on into that bottom hit with the cork 7. This is just so easy for her. Excuse me, she did a cork 7 in run number 1, so just going for the right side 540 there, I think just needs to combine the technical rail tricks and the smoothness of those jumps we saw in the first run, and she could definitely improve that score of a 78. Will it be enough to get up top?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know you're world class when you can throw down 3 completely different runs, as Hamill's second run is not enough to improve, so she stays with the 78 for the time being, has 1 more run to go. Field of 13 competitors here at the women's slopestyle final. Beautiful day at Copper Mountain. Day number 3 of Dew Tour 2021. Mathilde Gramont now out of Switzerland on course.
Switch 270, pretzel 450, so technical. And there's that switch up transfer, totally blind.
Man, clean to the rails.
And you can see Mathilde coming off that rail after the 270 in a tuck, going as fast as she can into these jumps. Oh, there's the big rodeo 900 to the right. Lands super clean on that landing. Does she have enough speed for the bottom here? Switch 720 just coming up a little short, but so are a lot of the women here today.
Yep, it's all telltale sign is that second jump. Once you get past the tundra jump, if you got smooth run into that second jump and you land it clean, you're looking good for 3. But her rails, just, you talk about the technicality of these tricks, she makes them look so pedestrian.
Yeah, I mean, that first rail trick is not easy by any means. Switch 270 and pretzeling out. The grip, the consistency is so tough. And here on this 270, watch when she lands immediately into the tuck, trying to generate as much speed as possible. Oh, the cork. After that jump, I really thought this was on its way until this bottom jump. It's a really good run until that landing. Did she clear the jump enough for the judges? The judges want to see you make it all the way past that knuckle, and she just comes up a bit short, but at the same time, sometimes it shows more strength and more finesse just to be able to stomp that landing there, but just not quite enough speed per the day.
That seems to be the flavor of the day, is not enough speed, but she does hold on, able to ride away. Second run score was not an improvement. Grace Henderson, Madbury, New Hampshire, sitting on a 63.50. That has her in 11th. She needs better than a 91.50 to go into the lead. She needs better than an 86 to get herself into a top 3 position.
Smooth front side 450 there. And there's the switch up, nice and smooth. Switch 270, so into the jumps. This is where the speed has become a little bit troublesome. The wind playing a factor, and there's the switch 540. So we talked about it in run number 1. She did the 180 there, and we spoke that she just needed more technicality on that Toyota Tundra jump. And there, the bottom jump. So 540 and 2 720s. That's got to be an improvement for Grace.
Show us your game face Grace. Wow. It can be difficult in this pandemic era with the face mask and all that requirement, but we'd like to see it anyways. All right, let's go back to the top. Here she is through the rails, carrying her speed nicely.
Yeah, frontside 450, stomping that landing, really smooth on this switch up. Frontside switch up, so we call it frontside whenever you do the switch up or the spin, and the first part of it is facing forward, or you see it. So frontside switch up, facing forward. There's the switch 5, so big improvement on the technicality on that first of 3 jumps. And then these bottom 2, she does the cork 720, so off axis, gets the full jump. You can see clearing all the way to that blue dye on the landing. And there's the family and friends down there.
Despite CDC guidelines, we would love to see your face. So the score coming in for Grace, and it will be an improvement. So she jumps up to a 77, which has her in a top 10 position. Eileen Gu, mouthpiece in place. She's got the look going. She's ready to rock. 87.75 is what she has. She needs a 91.50 or better to take the lead. Already with a title in her pocket from earlier today when she won the women's ski half-pipe final.
My question for her also is, how do you come off a win like that in the positivity and not want to just call it a day? To go back out there with the hunger and the drive to win, and attempt to win another event. The motivation there is just incredible. And so smooth through those rails. That 270 on, absolutely stomped here into the jumps. gets the Buick grab there on the right side 540. So the same grab we saw her doing in her 900 in the Super Pipe event. There's the switch 900. Going into the left side 720 again, so technically sound up top, and then the same jump we saw down below, but with an improvement on that grab on that right side 540. So sitting already in second place with that 87.
Here's a tech question for you, Tom. Is it easier to carry more speed, especially when you get to the jump sections, when you are riding normal position rather than switch?
Exactly. I personally think so, and I think a lot of the athletes would agree. Your ability to tuck and get into a smaller ball and generate more speed is easier going forward than
So the reason I
switch.
asked that is Eileen goes into the first jump, our Tundra jump, and switch, but then she comes out of it on this next one, and she goes in
forward
normal. So she has the speed to carry it in. Here she is. Boom.
That big Misty trick is what generates that speed. I think being able to clear that knuckle with the forward popping switch Misty is what sets her up for that left side 720. Very flippy, because she does that left side 7 in a way to practice for the left side double cork that almost the 7 itself looks like just a setup for the double cork version that we see from her.
So Eileen Gu from San Francisco representing China, a slight improvement for her up to an 89, which has her still in second place with a run to go. Current standings, it's still Tesla Do, 91.50 that everyone is chasing. And this is Sarah Hoflin, scheduled to see Marian Balsamo next, and then Kelly Silverou, who opted not to take her first run before wrapping up the second runs with Bella Bacon from the USA.
Sarah smooth through these rails with that front side switch up, the switch 270 there to forward. Watch for the bottom of this run. If she can do the switch left side 720 into a switch right side 1080, it could be a massive score. And she's going for it. 1080.
Muscles it around.
Sarah Hoflin switched 1080 on the bottom jump, and she looks surprised herself that she landed that one.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm so happy I survived that.
Honestly, I have no idea.
She has no idea. The speed was so good at that bottom one to be able to get that 1080 around. Let's take a look up top. There's the front side 450 out. Here's that switch 270. So brings it back to forward. And then this is where things get really technical, is down near the bottom. Starts off with just the 540, but the grab is so good that even if the rotation is small, locking in the grab like that is gonna get the judges excited. There's the switch left side 720, and here's the massive jump, the biggest spin we've seen thus far today, the switch 1080. And this angle should give us a good view of the land. She gets the grab so solid on that.
That looks more like a 1078.
It's definitely a 1078, 1077.
But she rode away. I mean, come on.
The judges have got to commend that. I know they want to see you get all the way around, but on a low-speed day like this, being able to still land that switch 1080 has got to count for something in my mind.
Look at, right?
Oh, no hand down, though. No hand down. Just a little bit under-rotated, but still able to maintain just impressive edge control out of Sarah Hoflin.
And the judges, not as impressed as we were, 84.25, so she'll stay with the 84.75. Sarah, top 5 position right now.
They want to see perfection. They don't want to see the bobble on a hard trick. They want to see perfectly executed tricks.
Marian Balsamo now out of Penasco, New Mexico, still in her teen years, from the land of enchantment.
Backside 270 out of that rail up top. This is where we saw the blindside switch up in the first round. Going with the blindside 270 out this run, trying to maintain that speed into these jumps. Oh, the 180. Will she have enough speed? No.
Nope. That's a savvy move. I mean, it hurts not to do it, but Marian's smart.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw how bad that landing was and how painful that landing was when she went for that switch 900 on jump number 2 in run number 1. So perhaps a little bit worried about having that happen again and just having a tough time with that speed.
So she will look to her third and final run. And some breaking news. It's not good news for fans of the competition. Kelly Sildaru has dropped out of the competition. Remember, she skipped her first run, maybe thinking to take runs 2 and 3. She is pulled out of the competition completely. So Tesla Du leads the way with a 91.50, followed by Eileen Gu, Johanna Keeley. Truly international field right now, and the top placed American right now is none other than Maren Hamill in 8th place. So in the men's competition, the men dominated the top 3 positions +1, with Mac Forehand taking 4th. This will be Bella Bacon. Does she get herself and Team USA on the podium here with the second run?
Yeah, Bella's so fun to watch. You can tell she's got some tunes going, just enjoying it out there, trying to keep it steezy. Got the baggy here. There's the 270 to switch. Can't tell. I don't know if she wanted to end up switching or not.
Oh, I think she was going for a trunk tap on the Toyota Tundra. A lot of tease, but that would have been pretty awesome.
The trunk tap.
Yeah, she gets a little lost there, so this is going to be a throwaway for Bella.
Yeah.
Number 1 qualifier.
And as the number 1 qualifier, she'll have the opportunity to drop in last. So able to see how the speed and how the rest of this event plays out, so she knows exactly what she needs to do to get into that top spot. And if I were to tell her anything more than just getting into the top spot or onto the podium, she's got to remember there's a lot of points at stake. Putting a full run down to challenge Grace and Maren Hamill for those top American points is almost just as important as it is to get a podium finish. So trying to just get a full run would be great.
All right, before we get to the third and final runs, we check in down in the finish corral with Tina Dixon for more on Kelly Sildaru.
Yeah, thanks so much, Todd. And right now I'm being told with the speeds, with the wind, and also the fact that Kelly Sildaru competed earlier in halfpipe. Remember, she did get that podium result. Just wasn't quite feeling it on this course. Now keep in mind, Kelly does have a broken left hand from earlier in this season, so her arm is completely casted. So you add all of those up and it's very understandable, but right now Kelly will not be competing today.
All right, thank you very much for that update, Tina Dixon. So Dr. Tom Wallish, did she make the right call?
I think so. I think that was a smart call, playing it safe. A lot of season left with the Olympics coming this year and everything else.
All right, we've got a good one here. The third and final runs on day number 3 of the Women's Ski Slopestyle Final. It is all France all the time right now as Tesla Du into the 90s with a 91.50, leads the way. Eileen Gu sits in second. Johanna Keeley sitting in third. The third run when we return to beautiful Copper Mountain, Colorado. Glad to have you back with us on a beautiful day in the Rocky Mountains. This is Dew Tour 2021. Copper Mountain, our home, as you see I-70 there on the right-hand side of your screen. On the left-hand side of your screen, some of the world's best as far as women's slopestyle goes. Tess Ledoux from France leading the way, 91.50. Eileen Gu, Johanna Keeley, Julia Tano, and Sarah Hoffman, the top 5 as Bryn Hamill, the top-placed American, currently in 8th, as Tina Dixon just reported. Kelly Silderu has pulled out of the competition, so she will not be competing here, already with a second-place performance earlier today in the half-pipe competition. So we wish her a speedy recovery, and I'm sure she will have something to be said when Beijing rolls around.
Yeah, exactly. Just looking forward to that Olympics this year. Having to sit out of 2018 because of a knee injury, so taking it smart and nothing against that. You got to save yourself. There's a lot going on this season, so we look forward to seeing Kelly in the next event.
Johanna Keeley now, third and final run. Remember, her second run was so much better. She bumped things up. She needs better than a 91.50 if she wants to move into the lead.
Yeah, and if anybody's capable, Johanna definitely capable of that. Oh, there's the cork 900, and that wasn't even a bobble.
No,
it was a minor issue. That anything like that makes it so hard to clear. You see,
even that straight air. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the quote-unquote bobble that really kind of put an end to her run. This is the rail section. Johanna Keeley showing that Viking prowess here. No problem.
Yeah, backside switch up there, 270 out. So smooth on that rail. The switch 270 as well. So smooth there. So it's really turned into a rail competition. Being able to put together some technical stuff up top, and then just, you can see, sitting on the tails of her skis, trying to generate some speed, and just not able to clear that one. But that 86 has her sitting in third place on the podium with speed being an issue. Is that 86 enough to hold up for another full round of women athletes?
Knowing the likes of Julia Tano, Sarah Hoffman, Mathilde Grimaud are still to come on their third run, that is a precarious spot indeed. Speaking of the aforementioned Julia Tano, now on course.
Oh no!
I'm not going to give that the announcer jinx. That was just got into the back seat. So Tano's best score will be that 85.25.
So close to that podium position.
And let's not forget, a lot of these athletes that are here internationally are competing also for their World Cup points, trying to get points to, impress their home nations. So they're on that team as well, which I'd be surprised if Julia Tano does not make the team for Switzerland.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there is the same, or a variety of criteria to qualifying, and every nation's got it different. Let's take a look back at this rail feature where we had the backseat landing. That's that switch up where she spins to the front side. Lands a little bit heavy on the tails and just not able to get it all the way to switch stands to ride that one out. So really, it's just tough with the rails. You have to be so perfect in those minute details and the balance in order to ride away.
Jay Riccomini, we saw the big crash on run 2. Good opening run with a 74.50. It is go time for the 17-year-old from Port Matilda, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we saw the double flat spin 720. Landed in the first run.
Yep.
Big crash there in run number 2. So can Jay bring it all together, solid rails, into a run with that double flat spin in it?
Feeling it. Here we go.
Oh, the blindside 450 out, up top, nice and clean. Switch on to forward on that A-frame down rail. 270. Will we see the 540 here or the back-to-back 360 combination? Opting.
Speed just,
good. Diving forward. Is there enough speed for the double?
Jay!
Double flat spin, 720.
The picture of happiness right there, exercising the demons from run 2.
I don't know how I landed that.
To come
Shout
back.
out to Kylie Schaefer, I love you.
to come back from that crash.
Yeah, that's
in round
exactly.
number 2. Just incredible. Here's the 450 out up top. Stomps that landing. Okay, switch on, smooth through that one to forward. 270. Another smooth rail trick, and then it's the change. It's the jumps down below. Only double flip we're seeing all day on that third and final jump. There's the 360, then the 720 before the double flat spin 720. Huge amplitude on that. And this is really here at the end where it all went wrong in run number 2. Jay able to bring it together with the double on the bottom hit, on the final run, final chance.
Got the shout outs in. Showed off the do. So not an improvement, the 73.75. So Jay will stay with that 74.50 on run number 1. And we'll have a break. Let's check in with Tina Dixon.
Yeah, thanks guys. Well, I'm being told right now that in terms of the wind, they are really feeling it on that second jump. Up top, the course where the actual rails are, that's not affecting the skiers at this point. So strategy and really playing to your strengths is going to come into action here on the third and final run.
All right, thank you, Tina. There you see the temperature, a balmy 15 degrees. The wind is that 15 to 20 miles an hour time. If it's consistent, I've always been told from skiers and people of your ilk that if it's consistent, you can deal with it. It's the gusting that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. And here we take another look at Jay's final hit there, the double flat spin. So coming back and getting those feet under, but it's the gust, right? Yeah. If it's consistent and it's one direction, you can plan for it. One direction in the way it's blowing, not the band.
Not your favorite group, yeah.
If it's blustery and it's gusting and you get into the air and you think you're going to clear the jump and then all of a sudden you don't, that's something you can't judge, you can't plan for, and that makes it so hard. The wind is the one thing we can't deal with as free skiers.
Tess Ledoux, the current leader on a 91.50 on course.
Does she play it safe, knowing she's already sitting at the top of the podium and the conditions are deteriorating? Or does she go for a bigger and better run in an attempt to improve on that score of hers? Tess, switch 720. You can see immediately into the sit tuck, trying to maintain as much speed. Switch right side 900. Double cork! 1260! No!
Went for it.
Had it.
Yep.
And that is why Tess Ledoux is one of the best in the world and one of my absolute favorites to watch. I mean, she could have easily sat back, let that score ride for the rest of the event, but she doesn't want that to be women's free ski. She wants to showcase what she can do, and this is massive. The double cork with the grab, I mean, inches away from putting that one down perfectly to switch and putting up a monster score.
Almost saved it as well. The grab is there, spots the landing.
Right here, you can see just squeaks it by. Instead of a 1260, it's more like an 1170 and just doesn't quite get it. And you could tell she's like, why?
I say points for progression. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just so proud of her for going out there and trying that one and trying to send it, progressing the sport, continuing to push the limits of what's possible.
She's checking everything. That left shoulder seems to be a bit tender. The 28.75 not helping her cause. But to your point, Tom, she was the leader with a 91.50. Could have come down, safetied it, did not do it, went for progression. So hats off, chapeau, Tess Ledoux. And there are the flags that Tom was talking about that all the skiers will look at as they're approaching. If they stay consistent, it's not a big deal. When all of a sudden they start getting really crazy and flapping in the wind, then it's like, oh, I don't want to be 20 feet off the ground sailing, and one of those gusts comes by.
Exactly, and you might just think those banners are there for branding to show off Copper Mountain and Woodward Copper, but really those wind sails are there for the athletes to be in between jumps, to see them either blowing or not blowing, or what direction they're blowing, and use that information to really decide how big or small off the jumps they're gonna go, how much the wind's gonna affect their speed.
So you're looking for something big here on the third and final run. Nice little floaty start to the jump section.
360, yeah, on that first Toyota jump feature. There's the right side 720. Into that left side 900.
So speed, not a problem.
And just, it's just luck of the draw sometimes. When you drop in, it might be windy, then the wind dies as you go, or it might be windy, not windy at the top, and then windy when you get down to the bottom. There's just no way of knowing. But here at the top rail section, let's look at this second feature. This is where I saw she's going for the pretzel and just has to kind of shuffle it around. And we saw the judges being pretty hard earlier. If you have anything like that where you sort of land sideways and you got to force it around, not quite fully getting that 270 out of that rail around.
Yeah, the judges have the slow-mo, and the slow-mo don't lie.
Here at the bottom, though, great speed on that jump number 2 and number 3 with the left side 900 there with the tail grab.
And look at the flags there, almost laying flat, so not a wind issue for Muir, but she will stay with run number 1 score of an 82.50. Marin Hamill gets the green light. The course is hers. She's obviously looked down the channel, sees the flags are somewhat mellow, and she's going to send it.
Currently sitting in 8th, but our top place American at the moment. So valuable points on the line. There's that 270 out. And again, Todd, like you mentioned earlier, she's doing the wobble, the balance, pressing out onto the tail on that rail. So just showcasing the comfort. Switch 540 with the Japan grab again.
She's got good speed.
Great speed on this one. Really carried it over that jump number 2. And huge 720 on jump number 3. So speed all of a sudden does not seem to be an issue.
Last 2 skiers does not seem to have a problem. So here's a situation. If she wants to move up into the top 3 position, she needs better than 86 to take the lead. Better than a 91.5.
Let's look again at the top. The wobble presses out onto the tails, into the front side 270 out. And here on the jump section, she got the 540 to the left, gets the grab on that one. Here's that switch 540 I love so much, kicking it out, gets the Japan. And you can see, landed 1 or 2 blue lines down on that one. So clearly the speed better for Marin on this one.
Wow, judges not as impressed as we were. 78.25 for the young American, so she will stay in 8th place.
Which I get. The run is the same as what we saw in run number 1. So similar score, but we're just so happy to see somebody fully clear these jumps.
Yeah, Mother Nature not getting any credit in the scoring today as Tess Ledoux leads it. As we talked about at the top of this event, get a good score in early. You don't know what the weather's going to do, and that's exactly what Tess Ledoux did from France. She came out swinging 91.50 as Mathilde Grimaud now dropping in from Switzerland. Ooh. She catch a ski on the out on that?
Yeah, kind of bonked the ski there, switched 270 pretzel. I'm so impressed to get the skis back under her and not even have a chance at falling on that one.
You know she'll tell the judges it was intentional.
Yeah, that was a tap.
Part of
what
the tap.
We call that. Oh, left side 720. Here's the rodeo diving forward. Rodeo 900. Lands clean just over the knuckle. She have enough speed for a big spin here on the end. Switch 720 with great speed there. So all of a sudden, these last 3 or 4 women having no trouble with the speed. Maybe not no trouble, but at least able to clear all these jumps. And this is, let's take a look at top. Just gets a little weird with the ski, but totally fine. Gets the trick around. It just had a slight noise to it coming off that sort of crooked rail box. Here's the jump I'm worried about the grab on. Reaches back with the left hand, just kind of tickles it, gets it slightly for a second. Judges want to see you holding that grab as long as possible. Like on that trick, the Rodeo 900, where she grabs the safety for the whole time, and on that switch 720 at the bottom with great speed, you can tell, reaches down, gets the grab, tweaks the grab. That's what the judges love.
Lock that in, beautiful landing. Sets it down smoothly, so we'll see if this is an improvement for Mathilde Grimaud, and it is an 85.50, just on the outside of the podium in fourth for the Swiss skier.
And Johanna Kili on that third place spot is really dodging a lot of bullets here today. She has that 86, has her sitting in third on the podium, and she's been there for a while. And like we said, will that last? And so far, so good.
So 3 Americans left to go on their third and final run. We'll kick things off with Grace Henderson here in the third runs, and then it will be Marion Balsamo and Bella Bacon have the final word.
There's the front side 450 out. Grace, really similar, so doing the same technical rail run that we saw throughout the course of the day. Here on the jump is where we saw her step it up with the switch 540 in the previous run. Oh, and just not enough speed.
She clipped looked like the transfer jump with the tip of her skis. She was switch heavy on this run, Tom, but man, it seemed like she had the speed. It looked like things were going well.
Yeah, I mean, and that's that first jump, and she's going really inverted on that one. So if you don't have the speed coming around, your tips are just that close to catching.
So Henderson will not improve. She'll have to hold on to the 77 that she got on run number 1.
Yeah, that is her sitting in 9th, but the second place American, so still some valuable points on the line. And let's look. The tips just barely catch, and she goes for the penguin slide down the landing on that one. But up and at them right away. Always good to see these women hopping right back up. In the grab, holding the grab, I think she thought she had the rotation, just came around and just wasn't quite there.
Third and final runs of the women's ski slopestyle final. Eileen Gu already with a win earlier today in the half-pipe competition. She's currently sitting in second place with an 89. She needs better than a 91.50 to take the lead and an improbable second win of the day here at Dew Tour 2021.
Yeah, Eileen already looks good for another podium result, but if she can step it up a little bit on the jump section of this course, that top spot of Tess Ledoux is not out of the question for win number 2 on the day. Switch 270 with the pretzel out up top to perfection. There's the K-Fed. 270 on, maintaining the speed. Let's see if she's got the Buick grab. Reaching over the shoulder, across the body there on the 900. She does, but the speed is minimal. Going for it still with the switch 900, tucking into jump number 3. Oh, so same run that we've seen all day from her, and the highest score she's received for that run so far is an 89. She also got an 87.75 for a run that's very, very similar.
I don't know if that's better than just the eye test. I don't know if it's better than Tess Ledoux, but of course, not a judge.
Yeah, to me, that's not better than her run number 2, where she had all those same rail tricks, but she absolutely got the grab on the right side 900. Where in this run, these rails are very smooth. Don't get me wrong, but they were very smooth in run number 2, and that run only scored an 89. So to me, this isn't an improvement, and that is another bullet dodged for Tess Ledoux, if it is. So right there, comes up a little short. The grab's not as good, and the judges have been so critical all day about those landings, about coming up short, about getting the grabs, that I just can't see that one helping improve.
Yeah, see, they're landing just before the blue line. So Eileen Gu, if she's tired, I can't blame her. She's already won a half-pipe competition, and the score is not going to be an improvement for her. So it is Eileen Gu and Tess Ledoux, second and first, respectively, as we check in with Tina, who is standing by with Miss Eileen Gu.
Yeah, and we've already spoken to Eileen a couple times today after winning. the half pipe event. How would you sum up what you were able to do today in slopestyle?
Honestly, I was really struggling in slope today. The speed was pretty tough. I ended up knuckling on all my runs. So I'm really happy that I was able to pull through and perform under pressure and with the conditions that everybody was struggling with. So obviously not ideal, but it was still super fun and everybody killed it. And there were some really inspiring tricks happening today, so I was just excited to be a part of it.
You know, you still had that big win. How did you even reset for slopestyle?
I ate some French toast in the lodge. I gave my mom a hug. I texted my best friend, and then I came out here.
Keeping it casual.
Exactly.
Thanks so much, Eileen.
Eileen Gu is so talented, already with a win in the half pipe, and now looks like she's going to finish on the podium in slopestyle. She's also amazing in big air, and she speaks fluent Mandarin. Stop showing off. Come on, enough already. She's going to Stanford next year. I don't even think she has an idea of the magnitude of the way she's going to perform in Beijing, in her mother's home nation, and she's representing China.
Yeah, I mean, so cool to represent China and bring the sport of free skiing and to bring women's athletics and sports to a country like that is amazing.
She's going to be very popular indeed. All right, we're down to the final three competitors. Sarah Hofland, Marion Balsamo, and Bella Bacon will have the final say. Everyone with an opportunity to take the win still, because it's 3 runs, only your best run counts. The leader, Tesla Du of France, with a 91.50. We saw her down at the bottom just sweating it out. Is she going to get the win? Is she going to be in second? Is she going to be in third?
Exactly. And if I was Tesla Du, I would be worried right now about this woman, Sarah Hofland, the reigning Olympic gold medalist. And if she can do this switch 1080 at the bottom, it could be big. Switch 1080! With the grab, no shortness on the rotation that time. And you can see the stress.
Tess is like, that was really good.
That was a massive rotation for Sarah Hofland there on the bottom jump. The biggest trick, the biggest degree of difficulty and degree of rotation we've seen all day from any of the women in the field. Let's take a look at the rails, though, because Tess's rails are very technical. Sarah with the 450 out, so advantage Tess. The frontside switch up there, very comparable. This switch 270, again, just to forward where we see the combo out of Tess. So Tess definitely has the advantage up top.
All right,
but
the airs.
The air, especially in that bottom air, is where Sarah really has an advantage. That switch 1080 on the bottom hit, getting all the speed she can. Let's take a look at the grab. Here's the switch left side, gets the safety grab, brings it around. So that one clean. And then the bottom hit, does she have all the speed? Gets the grab all the way around. No hand down on that one. Ooh. I mean, that's tough. The rails up top aren't that technical, but
I don't know if it's better than the 91.
Yeah,
what do I know? It wasn't the smoothest landing, but Tess is trying I'm so happy for progression, but not today. 85, run number 3 for Sarah Hofland, so a slight improvement, and Hofland into 6. Yeah, kind of surprised on that last one. I thought it'd be closer to 88.
Yeah, that was harsh. Okay. Judges are critical. That landing, not perfect, and they're going to critique you for it. And only a 540 up top, but still, to me, critical.
Tesla Du doing the podium dance. We can tell you now she will be on the podium at least third, the very worst. So 2 Americans still to go. It'll be Marion Balsamo out of New Mexico, and then Bella Bacon will have the final say as the top qualifier.
Coming back to that point, I realized earlier we weren't able to hold the qualifier, which is why all of these women are competing in this final round. So this is a random order that they're competing in. So Bella and Marion actually not
the number 1 and number 2.
We misspoke. That's usually how it runs in a final, but today they're all running in the order that they were going to run in qualifiers.
And Marion pulls off, not feeling it there. So good point, good housekeeping on your part, Tom. Because of wind conditions and weather conditions, the field was really almost at 20, and then some athletes pulled out, didn't feel comfortable with it, so we were at 16, and even right before we came on, we were at 15, and then we had the drop, and of course, as Tina reported, Kelly Sillerud pulled out as well. So now down to 12, and it will be Bella Bacon dropping in for the final run of this competition. Tesla Du on top with a 91.50. For Bella Bacon, though, she's got an opportunity to move herself into a podium position. She's sitting on a 76. She needs better than an 86. Now, that's certainly within her wheelhouse to do it, but with the conditions as they are today, we'll see.
I would love to see her put a full run down, too, because not only does she have a chance to get onto that podium, but better than a 78.25 puts her ahead of Marin Hamill for those all-important U.S. points. So just being able to get some points today on that road to Beijing would be massive.
Bacon coming up a little bit short there. 2 more jumps.
Right side, 360s. Got the speed, but how about the final jump? Oh, so we saw in run number 1 that corked 1080 on that final jump and goes for it here in the 3rd and final run. Last athlete to drop and just not able to get that full rotation around.
Copper's finest getting to her rather quickly to make sure she's okay. Bella taking a punishing hit on the 3rd and final. She's back up under her own power on course. And she took a shot to the, the goggles, the forehead, it's just not good. And Tesla Do not celebrating just yet. She wants to make sure that Bella's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of camaraderie between all these women, but obviously with that crash, Bella's not going to break into that top 3. That's going to set our podium up with Tesla Do taking away that top spot. And even with that pushing, and could have had that double cork there to have even improved that. So really an amazing performance from France's Tesla Do today.
All kinds of drama, no qualifier, right into the main event. Several athletes dropping out. Kelly Silderu, who looked to be the favorite, winning the first event of the year, pulling out after thinking about going, not happening. And in the end, it is Tesla Do. First run score, 91.50, that proves to be the difference. And she is standing by with Tina Dixon.
Well, Tess, that first run really did pay off. Just how much does it mean to you to win women's ski slopestyle here at Dew Tour?
I'm just so happy. The weather is bad today. The speed is so sketchy. So I'm just super happy to land my first run.
Yeah, but you were still going for it on the 3rd run. Double cork 1260. When did you make that decision?
Because I would like one. but I didn't land my trick, so next time.
You know, the progression in women's skiing, especially coming into this season, has just been out of hand. What can we expect in the future and then moving into Beijing?
Yeah, the level of women freestyle skiing is just incredible. It's higher and higher, and I'm so proud to be part of this movement.
Great day. Congratulations on this win.
Thanks.
Très bien, Tesla Do, 91.50. Eileen Gu finishes in 2nd place. Johanna Keeley finishing in 3rd. Marin Hamill, the top-placed American, in 8th place with a 78.25. Despite the conditions, Tom Wallace, this was a great day of competition.
Yeah, exactly. So much to watch today. A lot of talent in the rail section, a lot of technical difficulties. We saw a bunch of big rotations, and for the first time in the last few weekends and few events, we're not seeing Eileen Gu on top of that podium, so she is human. She can get 2nd, but still, such an impressive performance coming off a win in Superpipe earlier this morning to get 2nd place here today, but it's France's Tesla Do. I mean, just incredible on that run 1, 91.5.
And if you're a fan of Swiss skiing, look at that, 4, 5, and 6 with Grimaud, Tano, and Sarah Hofland. So a lot of talent on the board. The Americans, a good showing there, just getting into this final with Grace Henderson, Bella Bacon, Jay Riccomini, and Marion Balsamo. As we mentioned, Marin Hamill, the top-placed American. Let's take a quick look back at the 3-2-1. That's Johanna Keeley. Didn't have the great way to start things off, but she came back fighting with an 86 on her 2nd run.
Yeah, and Eileen Gu in 2nd with the technicality up top, the big corked out 720 down below, and including the switch Misty 900. But Tesla Do walking away in the top spot with overall just pure clean skiing, smooth through the rails, and very consistent on the jumps, grabbing all the way out on that tail on the cork 900, and it was hers to win or hers to lose all day, coming out in first run with that big score.
Other than the athletes, the hardest job on the mountain, of course, being a judge. Some of the competitions you come away with going, I'm not sure I agree with that. I agree with this. I think Tesla Do had the best run out of all the runs we saw today.
Yeah, definitely did. Some amazing skiing from her and from all the women in the field today.
Take a look at the schedule for tomorrow, day 4 of Dew Tour 2021. We've got women's snowboard slopestyle final, the men's snowboard slopestyle final, and then we go back to the men's ski super pipe final before the ski and snowboard street style final come up at 4 to 6:50 p.m. Wow, big day tomorrow on Saturdays. We check in with DC.
Well, it is time to bring to you your podium out here for women's ski slopestyle. And before we bring you your podium out here for the women's ski slopestyle, I'd like to introduce you our very special guest, our awards presenter, Kristen Thomas, our Dew Tour Partnerships Director. Thank you very much, Kristen, once again for helping us with the award presentation. And now for your podium out here for the women throwing it down. In third place, representing Norway, hands together for Johanna Kelly. Let's put your hands together again for your third place finisher, representing Norway, coming out of Donbass, Johanna Kelly. And in second place, her first Dew Tour appearance. She won the Super Pipe competition this morning and getting on the podium today with the second place finish. Hands together for Eileen Gu. Once again, representing China, her first time at Dew Tour, getting on the podium twice in one day. Let's hear it for second place finisher, Eileen Gu. And your champion, representing France. Let's get a big, loud bravo for Tesla. One more time, bravo for your champion, Tesla on your podium for women's ski slopestyle.
All right, thank you very much, DC. Tesla Do takes top honors in the women's slopestyle on skiing, and Colby Stevenson does it for the men. I think the big winners today, Tom Wallace, are the fans and the folks watching at home. Great progression. I love the slow build, the slow burn to Beijing.
Yeah, exactly. So much to look forward to, seeing all that competitiveness, especially some of what we left to see. That double cork 1260 out of Tesla Do. You know there's more coming up.
Well, it's been a beautiful day here at Copper Mountain, and we are just getting warmed up. Championship weekend, Saturday and Sunday, big schedule. Snow guns are out. Mother Nature providing beautiful bluebird conditions, and that is what is in the forecast. Congratulations to the athletes who came, who saw, who conquered, and competed. And we are set for 2 magical days here up in the Rocky Mountains. So for your entire crew here at the Dew Tour, I'm Todd Harris. For Tom Wallace saying goodbye for now. We will see you tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Let's do it all again here at Dew Tour 2021.
Dew Tour is brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the Dew. Safeway. Fresh foods, local flavors.